Now we go over to the next component of the cell, that is the cell wall. What is a cell wall? Plant cells have a rigid outer covering called the cell wall. Where does the cell wall lie? Outside the plasma membrane. It is composed of cellulose. What is cellulose? It is a complex substance that provides structural strength to the plant. What about the functions of the cell wall? The cell wall provides rigidity, firmness and strength to the cell and permits the cells of the plants, fungus and bacteria to withstand very severe conditions. Like even if they absorb lot of water, the plant cell will not burst because of the presence of the cell wall. Now we go over to the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is a fluid content inside the plasma membrane. It contains the cell organelles, and each of these organelles, I told you, they perform a specific function for the cell. What are the functions of the cytoplasm? In cytoplasm, all the organelles are embedded. Embedded means firmly situated or present. Now we go over to the brain of the cell, that is the nucleus. Nucleus has a double-layered covering called the nuclear membrane. The nuclear membrane is porous. Porous means it has got holes through which the materials can pass inside or it can go outside. The nucleus also has got chromosomes. Chromosomes are rod-shaped structures that are present at the time of cell division. What do they contain? They contain information for inheritance of characters from parents to the next generation in the form of DNA. So all the characters that you got from your parents are because of your chromosomes which have got DNA. So chromosomes are having DNA as well as proteins, and functional segments or parts of DNA are called genes. Now we go over to the nucleus and its function. In some organisms like bacteria, the nuclear region is very poorly developed. Why? Because it does not have a nuclear membrane. These organisms are called prokaryotes, because organisms with cells having a nuclear membrane are called eukaryotes. So what is a prokaryote? Prokaryote means primitive nucleus, whereas a eukaryote means well-defined nucleus. The nucleus plays a very important role in cellular reproduction, and it regulates all cellular activities. Now we go over to the next component in the cell, that is vacuoles. They are blank looking spaces, empty sacs you may feel, but they are not at all empty. They are storage sacs. They store solid components as well as certain liquid components. In the animal cells, the vacuoles are very small, whereas the plants have large vacuoles. Sometimes 90% of the volume of a plant cell is occupied by a is occupied by a vacuole. So that is a basic difference between a plant vacuole and animal vacuole. Plant vacuoles are quite large, occupying maximum space. Animal vacuoles are very small. Vacuoles, I told you, they are full of cell sap. They also provide turgidity. Turgidity means a state of being swollen up. And rigidity. Rigidity means firmness to the cell. Many important substances are stored in the vacuole, like amino acids, sugars, organic acids, etc. In single-celled organisms like amoeba, you have studied in your lower classes, they have got a food vacuole. The food vacuole contains all the food items that the amoeba might have consumed. In some unicellular organisms, some specialized vacuoles are there that play important role in throwing out the wastes and the water from the body. Now we go over to the next type of organelle, that is the plastids. Now plastids are present only in the plant cells. They are absent in the animal cell. Plastids are also somewhat similar to a mitochondria. Mitochondria is another organelle that is found in the plant cell. There are two types of plastids. They are colored plastids and colorless plastids. The colored plastids are called chromoplasts, and the colorless plastids are called the leucoplasts or the white plastids. They don't have any colored pigments in them. That is why they are white in color, but the chromoplasts have got the green color or any other color. Chromoplasts are colored plastids, I told you, which provide different colors to the flowers and fruits, whereas leucoplasts are colorless plastids, but they have got a very important function, that is storage. Storage of oils, starch, etc. are being done by the plastids. Now, chlorophyll-contained plastids are called chloroplasts. And what is the function of chloroplast? Function of photosynthesis, which you are all aware, the process by which the plants manufacture their own food. That is done because of certain chlorophyll-containing structures, that is the chloroplast. Now, leucoplasts also, I told you, they have got a very important function of storage of proteins and amino acids. Now we come over to the differences between a plant cell and animal cell. As you can see on the screen, cell membrane is present both in the case of plant as well as an animal cell. Cell wall is present in the plant cell, but it is absent in the case of an animal cell. Nucleus is present in both the cells. Nuclear membrane is also present in both. Cytoplasm is also present in both plant and animal cell. Plastids are present only in the plant cell, but they are absent in the animal cell. Vacuoles, they are present in the plant cell and they are larger in size, whereas in the animal cells, they are present, but they are smaller in size. Okay, so with that, we come to the conclusion of this chapter with the differences in the plant and animal cell. So you have seen that cell is the basic building block. It can be compared to the bricks. As the bricks form a building, similarly, the cells can form a living organism. Many cells, they come together and they form a tissue. And when many tissues come together, they form the organ. And when many organs come together, they form the organ system. And organ systems, when they come together, they form an organism. By an organism, I mean a multicellular organism like us, human beings, or any other organism like a plant or an animal. We feel that our body is so big. We might be having some big structures inside. No, not at all. The basic structure that we all are made up of is cell. And when many cells combine together, then only they form the other components of your body. So we have learned all the types of the structures that are present in the cell. I told you about the cell membrane, which is outermost covering. I told you about the cell wall that is found only in the case of a plant cell. I told you about the nucleus, which is a brain of the cell. I told about the nuclear membrane, which is highly porous and helps the nucleus to carry on with its functions. I told you about cytoplasm, in which all the organelles are embedded. You can just imagine a bowl of porridge or paisam is kept in front of you. And in that, if all the dry fruits are embedded, how would it look? That is exactly how the cytoplasm with its organelles look. Cytoplasm is a semi-liquid or semi-solid structure. In that, all the organelles are embedded. What are these organelles? They are certain specific components that are required to carry on various functions. If the cells don't function properly, we won't be existing. There won't be life. Then plastids. What are plastids? They are also certain organelles that are present only in the plant cells. And about vacuoles, I told you they are the blank or the empty looking structures, but they are not at all empty. They are storage sacs that are found in both plants as well as animals. Okay, so with that, we come to the conclusion of the chapter. Thank you.